The episode of Kelly Clarkson's talk show was buzzing with excitement as fans tuned in to see country music superstar Blake Shelton as the special guest, promoting his latest album and sharing stories from his life on the ranch with wife Gwen Stefani. Kelly, ever the enthusiastic host, kicked things off with her signature warmth, welcoming Blake with a big hug and a playful jab about his coaching days on The Voice, where they had first crossed paths as rivals turned friends. The audience erupted in cheers, and the chemistry between the two seemed electric at first, with Blake cracking jokes about Kelly's pop roots clashing with his country vibe, leading to light-hearted banter that had everyone laughing. But as the conversation delved deeper, Kelly steered the topic toward Blake's recent comments on social media about the state of modern country music, where he had criticized some newer artists for straying too far from traditional sounds. Kelly, known for her outspoken nature, defended the evolution of the genre, citing her own crossover success and how blending styles keeps music fresh and relevant to younger audiences. Blake nodded along initially, but his expression started to shift, a subtle tension building as Kelly pressed on, asking pointed questions about whether he felt threatened by the rise of pop-country hybrids. The back-and-forth grew more intense, with Blake defending his purist stance, arguing that authenticity is key and that diluting country with too much pop risks losing its soul. Kelly countered by sharing anecdotes from her career, emphasizing inclusivity and how gatekeeping can stifle creativity. The audience sensed the shift, murmurs rippling through the crowd as the once fun segment took on a more serious tone. Blake's responses became shorter, his smile fading, and Kelly, perhaps not realizing the depth of his passion on the subject, kept pushing for more details, even bringing up specific artists Blake had subtly shaded in interviews. It was clear this wasn't just casual chat, it was touching on something personal for Blake, who prides himself on his roots in Oklahoma and the hard-working ethos of classic country legends like George Strait and Merle Haggard. As the segment progressed, the producers in the control room exchanged worried glances, but the live show marched on, with commercial breaks offering brief respites. Viewers at home were glued to their screens, tweeting furiously about the unexpected drama unfolding. Little did anyone know, this seemingly innocuous discussion was about to erupt into a full-blown clash that would make headlines across entertainment news outlets. Blake, feeling cornered, began to raise his voice slightly, emphasizing his points with gestures, while Kelly matched his energy, her Texas roots shining through in her fiery defense of artistic freedom. The exchange highlighted the generational divide in music, with Blake representing the old guard and Kelly the bridge to new eras. By the end of this initial build-up, the stage was set for what would become one of the most talked-about moments in daytime TV history, leaving fans wondering if their friendship could withstand the heat. As the show returned from a commercial break, Kelly Clarkson dove right back into the conversation with Blake Shelton, picking up where they left off on the hot-button issue of country music's direction. Blake, sipping from his mug of what he joked was straight black coffee, no frills, tried to steer things lighter by sharing a funny story about a fishing trip, but Kelly, ever the probing interviewer, circled back, asking if his criticism stemmed from jealousy over younger artists topping the charts with their innovative sounds. This question hit a nerve, and Blake's easygoing demeanor cracked, his brows furrowing as he leaned forward, explaining that it's not about jealousy but about preserving the integrity of a genre that tells real stories of life, love, and loss. Kelly, passionate as always, interjected with examples from her own discography, how she blended genres on hits like Since You've Been Gone and how country could benefit from similar experimentation. The audience applauded her points, which seemed to irk Blake further, as he felt the crowd was siding against him. He countered by naming legends like Johnny Cash, who evolved without losing their essence, and accused modern trends of prioritizing hooks over heart. Kelly laughed it off at first, saying, "Come on, Blake, don't be such a grumpy old man," but her tone carried an edge that escalated the debate. Blake shot back, "I'm not grumpy, I'm honest, something this industry could use more of." The exchange grew heated, with both talking over each other, their voices rising above the background music cues. Producers signaled for a wrap-up, but Kelly, in the moment, ignored the prompts, diving deeper into why Blake's views might alienate fans who enjoy diversity in music. Blake, feeling attacked on his home turf of country expertise, began listing off what he saw as inauthentic elements in current hits, like auto-tune and synthesized beats, which he claimed diluted the raw emotion that defines the genre. Kelly defended fiercely, pointing out that technology has always been part of music evolution, from electric guitars to now. The clash illuminated deeper issues in the entertainment world, like the pressure on veterans to adapt versus newcomers pushing boundaries. Fans in the studio shifted uncomfortably, some cheering for Kelly's progressive stance, others nodding in agreement with Blake's traditionalism. Social media exploded during the live broadcast, with hashtags like #Blake vs Kelly trending as viewers dissected every word. Blake's frustration mounted as Kelly brought up his own pop influences through his marriage to Gwen, suggesting hypocrisy, which Blake denied vehemently, saying his personal life doesn't change his professional opinions. The argument spiraled, touching on broader themes of change versus tradition, and by the segment's midpoint, it was clear this wasn't resolving amicably. Kelly tried to diffuse with humor, but Blake's responses grew curt, his body language screaming discomfort as he crossed his arms and glanced toward the exit. This paragraph of the script captures the intensifying drama, building suspense for the inevitable storm-off that would shock everyone involved. The tension on Kelly Clarkson's set reached a boiling point as Blake Shelton and the host locked horns over the future of country music, their once friendly banter devolving into a genuine heated clash that left the audience stunned. Kelly, microphone in hand, pressed Blake on whether his outspoken critiques were helping or hindering the genre's growth, citing statistics on streaming numbers for crossover artists that outperformed pure country tracks. Blake, his voice now edged with irritation, fired back that numbers don't equal quality, and that true fans value substance over superficial appeal. "You're basically saying innovation is bad," Kelly challenged, her eyes sparkling with the thrill of debate, but Blake interpreted it as condescension, snapping, "No, I'm saying sellout tactics are bad." The crowd gasped at the sharpness, and for a moment, the studio fell into an awkward hush before applause broke out, split between supporters of each side. Kelly, undeterred, referenced Blake's time on The Voice, where he mentored diverse talents, questioning if that experience hadn't opened his eyes to new styles. Blake admitted it had, but insisted coaching pop singers didn't mean he approved of them invading country lanes. The back and forth escalated rapidly, with Kelly accusing Blake of being stuck in the past and Blake retorting that Kelly, as a pop artist herself, couldn't fully understand country's heritage. Personal jabs crept in, with Kelly teasing about Blake's reality TV fame potentially making him more Hollywood than Nashville, which Blake took as an insult to his authenticity. He stood up slightly from his seat, gesturing emphatically, "I've been in this game longer than most, and I know what real country is." Kelly matched his intensity, standing as well, "And I've won Grammys in multiple genres. Music isn't about walls." The producers frantically tried to intervene via earpieces, suggesting a topic change, but the live energy overrode protocol. Viewers at home watched in real time, horror and fascination, live tweeting reactions that ranged from "this is gold" to "someone stop them." The clash highlighted not just musical differences but underlying egos in the spotlight, with both stars known for their strong personalities. Blake's face reddened as Kelly brought up a recent interview where he dismissed certain artists as not country enough, demanding he name names on air. Blake refused, calling it unprofessional, but Kelly pushed, "We're all friends here, let's be real." That was the tipping point. Blake slammed his hand on the armrest, exclaiming, "This isn't friendly, this is an ambush." The audience murmured in shock, and Kelly, realizing the line crossed, tried to backpedal with, "Blake, come on, it's just discussion." But the damage was done. Blake's patience snapped, his country charm giving way to raw frustration as he unclipped his mic, muttering under his breath about biased hosting. This pivotal moment in the script encapsulates the raw emotion of the confrontation, setting the stage for Blake's dramatic exit that would reverberate through pop culture. In a stunning turn of events on Kelly Clarkson's show, Blake Shelton reached his breaking point amid the escalating argument, abruptly standing up and declaring, "I'm done with this nonsense," before storming off the set to the gasps of the live audience. Kelly, momentarily frozen in surprise, called after him, "Blake, wait, let's talk it out." But he didn't look back, his boots echoing as he exited stage left, leaving his chair empty and the crowd buzzing with disbelief. The cameras captured the chaos, producers rushing in, Kelly composing herself with a forced smile, apologizing to viewers for the unexpected interruption while trying to pivot to the next segment. Backstage, reports later surfaced of Blake pacing furiously, venting to his team about feeling blindsided by what he perceived as aggressive questioning rather than a fun promo spot. Kelly, still on air, addressed the elephant in the room, saying, "Well, folks, passions run high in music, and Blake's one of the best. I hope he comes back soon," her voice tinged with regret but maintaining professionalism. The incident quickly went viral, with clips circulating on social media showing the exact moment Blake tossed his mic pack aside, his expression a mix of anger and disappointment. Entertainment outlets scrambled to cover the story, speculating on whether this was a real feud or staged drama, though insiders confirmed it was authentic, born from genuine differing opinions. Fans divided online, some siding with Blake for standing his ground on country purity, others praising Kelly for challenging outdated views. Blake's publicist issued a statement shortly after, downplaying the walk-off as a heat-of-the-moment reaction and affirming respect for Kelly, but the damage to their public camaraderie was evident. Kelly, in a post-show interview, expressed sadness over the fallout, admitting she might have pushed too hard but standing by her questions as valid journalism. The storm-off became fodder for late-night monologues, with hosts like Jimmy Fallon parodying the clash in skits that exaggerated the drama for laughs. Industry peers weighed in, from fellow voice coaches like John Legend supporting open dialogue to country icons like Dolly Parton calling for unity in music. This event underscored the pressures of live TV, where unscripted moments can derail even the strongest friendships. As the dust settled, Blake retreated to his ranch, posting cryptic social media updates about staying true to yourself, while Kelly continued her show with grace, inviting viewer feedback on the topic. The script's fourth paragraph details the immediate repercussions, painting a vivid picture of the shockwaves from Blake's exit and how it reshaped perceptions of both stars in the public eye. Following Blake Shelton's dramatic storm-off from Kelly Clarkson's show, the aftermath unfolded like a whirlwind in the entertainment world, with both parties navigating the fallout through public statements and private reflections. Kelly wrapped up the episode on a high note, bringing out her next guest with extra enthusiasm to shift the mood, but the elephant in the room lingered, as evident from the subdued audience applause. Post-broadcast, Kelly took to her social media, posting a heartfelt message, "Love ya, Blake, your debates get spicy, but that's showbiz. No hard feelings," accompanied by a throwback photo from their voice days, aiming to diffuse tension. Blake, meanwhile, was spotted leaving the studio lot in his truck, avoiding paparazzi questions, but later that evening, he shared a video from his home bar, toasting with a beer and saying, "Sometimes you gotta walk away to keep it real." Appreciate the fans' support. The incident sparked media frenzy, with outlets like TMZ and D! News dissecting every frame, analyzing body language. Experts who claimed Blake's frustration was building long before the snap. Fan reactions poured in, creating petitions for a reconciliation episode and memes galore depicting the clash as a WWE-style showdown. Industry analysts pondered the impact on their careers. For Blake, it reinforced his image as a no-nonsense country boy, potentially boosting album sales among traditionalists. For Kelly, it highlighted her fearless hosting style, drawing comparisons to iconic TV moments like Oprah's tough interviews. Friends in common, like when Stephanie reportedly played peacemaker, texting both to encourage a phone call. Days later, Blake appeared on a radio show, downplaying the event as overblown and praising Kelly's talent, though he stood firm on his music views. Kelly echoed similar sentiments on her next episode, dedicating a segment to musical diversity and inviting viewer calls, turning the negative into a positive discussion. The clash even influenced broader conversations in music circles, with panels at events like the CMAs addressing genre evolution. Social media metrics showed a spike in followers for both, proving controversy sells. Behind the scenes, sources revealed a private apology exchange, with Kelly sending Blake a gift basket of Oklahoma-themed treats and Blake responding with concert tickets. This mending of fences suggested their friendship was resilient, built on years of mutual respect. However, the event left a mark, with future guests perhaps wary of deep dives into sensitive topics. The script's fifth paragraph explores the ripple effects, from personal reconciliations to cultural impacts, showing how one heated moment can evolve into a catalyst for change in the industry. In the weeks following Blake Shelton's heated clash and storm-off from Kelly Clarkson's show, the full story evolved into a tale of redemption and reflection, solidifying their statuses as beloved figures who aren't afraid to show vulnerability. Kelly used her platform to reflect on the incident during a special episode, inviting music historians to discuss genre boundaries, turning the drama into educational content that garnered praise for her maturity. Blake, back on tour, incorporated lighthearted references to the event in his concerts, joking, "Don't get me started on pop country, or I'll walk off my own stage," which drew laughs and showed his ability to poke fun at himself. Their joint appearance at a charity event months later quashed any lingering feud rumors, with photos of them hugging and toasting going viral, captioned by Kelly as "Friends Forever." Debates and all. The incident boosted ratings for Kelly's show, attracting guests eager for real conversations, while Blake's album saw a sales surge from the publicity. Broader implications rippled through Hollywood, prompting talk show hosts to reassess interview boundaries and emphasizing the human element in celebrity interactions. Fans learned that even idols have breaking points, fostering empathy in online discourses. Entertainment podcasts dedicated episodes to analyzing the clash, drawing parallels to historic TV blow-ups like David Letterman's feuds. Both stars emerged stronger, Kelly with enhanced credibility as a bold interviewer, Blake as an authentic voice in country. The story became a case study in PR classes, illustrating how transparency post-conflict can turn negatives into positives. Ultimately, the full story of Blake Shelton storming off after a heated clash revealed not just a momentary rift but a deeper narrative about passion, friendship, and the ever-changing landscape of music. As time passed, it faded into lore, a reminder that in showbiz, clashes can lead to closer bonds. This concluding paragraph wraps the video script, offering closure while highlighting growth and unity, ensuring the narrative leaves viewers with a sense of resolution and inspiration from the real-life drama.